Do you know what a project charter is and what role this document plays in the project management plan? Today I'm gonna tell you all this. I will show you how to create a project charter, and in the end of the video I will tell you where to get the free project charter template. So let's get started. For the best project management tips, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell and be notified about every new video that I post on Wednesdays. Hey there! What's up everyone? This is Chris and you are in my space for project managers and for those who's willing to become one of these guys. You know, through the years of my experience, through getting the global recognized certifications, through having a professional blog on the project management topics, and through learning on my own career path, I have built a formula of the great project charter that is suitable for almost all the projects. And now I'm gonna tell you how to create it. To begin with, let's clarify what a project charter is and what role does it play in the project management plan and on the project in general. So here is the thing. Project charter is the very first project document that we create on a project, and actually it opens our project management plan. By the way, don't forget to check this video where I'm outlining the general project management documents that we need on our projects. So project charter is the initial document that we create on projects. And what is very important, and I guess the most important thing about the project charter, is that this document authorizes you as a project manager to act on behalf of the project owner or the client and to make decisions on a project. So the project charter will give you as a project manager an authority to work on a project, and this is the purpose why we need this document to be created in the first place and in the very beginning of the project. So now let's look what exactly are we going to put into this document. Number one is the general information about the project. So here we are going to include the name of the project, the name of the project owner or the client, the name of the project manager and key stakeholders if we know these people in advance. Additionally, we are going to put in here the contact information of those people. And this is extremely important because this is the main purpose of the document, and this is why we are creating the project charter. Here in this section, we are going to outline who is going to be authorized to do what, meaning you as a project manager is going to be authorized to manage this project. Number two, time for some creativity. If you ask me why, I'll tell you that actually there is no rigid criteria on how to create a project charter. However, based on my experience and what I have learned through my career, I do have recommendations what to include in this document to make it more sufficient. So for the second section, I'm going to write down the project due date and the project budget. If we know this information now, I'm going to include it. If we are going to learn this a little bit later, no big deal, we can write it down later. Number three. In this section, I'm going to include information about the business case or project overview. I do recommend including this section in the project charter because it will help us or someone else who is reading the charter to instantly get an understanding what a project is about and why do we need to build it. Here is the thing. So when we are looking at the very first document of the project, we want to know a little bit more than just the project title. And actually this section from the bird's eye view will give us an understanding of what this project is about and why do we need to build it. And tell me in comments how often do you create a project charter and what information do you put inside of it. Number four. Other important details that I usually include in the project charter are the success criteria and constraints. Well, how do we know that the project is completed successfully? And success criteria are the indicators we look at. Well, for instance, we need all the users to be migrated from one platform to another. Or maybe we need the application to be loaded less than 0.5 seconds. The key thing here is that all the success criteria should be measurable. As for constraints, this is some limits or dependencies that we need to consider while building a project. Let's say this could be a deadline or a project budget, or maybe there are some limits in the licenses or maybe in the number of users. Number 5. Another important section that I usually include in the project charter is the description of MVP or minimum viable product. This is the priority criteria we need to comply with in order to deliver a product. Let's say for the project we need to build a new mobile application that is going to be synced with the web version of it. And for the MVP, maybe we are good to go just with the independent mobile app. And for number 6, we are going to work on the very important field of the project charter document. And this is going to be the place to sign it by both project owner and project manager. This is extremely important because this outlines that we are aligned about the information in this document. Now you know what a project charter is, why do we need it, and how to create this document. And as I have promised, you can find the link to get the free project charter template in the description to this video. If you're planning to start the project management career or want to get more valuable project management tips, be sure to subscribe here and to find me on social media where you can always DM me. All the links are below. Don't forget to check these episodes, and if you like this video, hit the like button and share it with your friends. See ya! Cheers!